put all your energy together for the last act of the evening. Let's bring up on stage Scott Murphy!
Thank you. So, I come from Scotland, and as you've just heard, well, thank you. And as you've just heard, my name is also Scott. And a lot of Kiwis find this hilarious. But I shouldn't complain. Since I came here 4 years ago, New Zealanders have generally been friendly with me, and when they do find out I'm Scottish, they are enthusiastic to tell me about their Scottish roots. I do want to clarify one thing quickly, just in case you're not aware. Scotland is a country, not a village, which means, no, I do not know Billy Connolly, or David Tennant, or Groundskeeper Willie. That last one's a lie, Willie's a second cousin. But a bit more about me. I grew up in the 90s, and I was a bit of a kind of bullied nerd in the 90s. I'm still a nerd now, but anyway. And back then I thought, like, you know, there's all these macho dickheads ruling the world. The world would be such a much nicer place if nerds ruled it. Turns out I was fucking wrong. But I didn't have the perspective then, you know. How was I to know that, you know, like Zuckerberg, Bezos, Thiel and Musk, the four horsemen of the nerd apocalypse, would arrive on the scene? I mean, like... So I recently, just last month, turned 40, so neither under or over for the earlier question. And also, I mean, like, so far, I'm doing well so far. I've currently managed to resist the siren song of Joe Rogan, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and horse supplements, apparently is a thing. But entering middle age is a bit scary, but also a big relief for me, because, you know, my age has finally caught up with my face. Because, yes, I have always looked this tired. Even when I was a teenager. When I was first going out to nightclubs with friends, bouncers would be like, "No, pal, you can put your ID away. It's not needed here." Because apparently I had the haunted look of a man with a mortgage at 18. The conversations would rarely get better. The next sentence would generally be, "Can you step out the queue, pal? We'd like to check your pockets." Because not only do I have an old face, apparently I have the face of a coke dealer. So a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, I got diagnosed with OCD, which is an obsessive compulsive disorder, if you're not aware of what that is. And it was much like Maeve's thing. It was a surprise to only me in my life. And yeah, not like, and also like part of the reason I resisted the diagnosis was because I previously was diagnosed with clinical depression and anxiety, which is like, you don't want that trifecta. You know, I was kind of thinking like, you know, I've just really misunderstood Pokemon, and if you don't understand that, it's because the theme song for Pokemon was Pokemon, gotta catch them all. So like that, and I was out there catching all the mental illnesses apparently. And if you have no cultural context for Pokemon, I literally don't have time in this set to explain that. And just ask a millennial in your life, I guess. The way you get diagnosed for OCD is you take a test, because like I'll wrap this up. You take a test. The test is basically like, you know, with a CBT therapist, they work out where you are on the spectrum. I was mild, and which was good. I was a relief, but also I was annoyed because I was like, fuck, I've only scraped a passing grade again. But anyway, you know, like, I don't, it made the OCD kind of worse because I was like, you know, I just kind of went home, I was washing my hands constantly, I was checking hobs were on, off the oven when I've not even used the oven, you know, just to prove that, like, right, do you think I have mild OCD now? Come and see me. But it's got much better. Things are much better now. I do get occasional spikes of OCD, but it's much better. And but sometimes there is times where there's still the odd spike, and I still have kind of bloody knuckles from over washing my hands. And sometimes people at work will notice, and I will just say, well, the first rule of Fight Club is. At least I'm not bullied now. So thank you very much.